leads to civil unrest, according to new research, and according to hungry people rioting in Thailand and Venezuela right now. And that reality might be something Americans experience firsthand sooner than they realize. Right now in the U.S., 49 million Americans are already dealing with food insecurity. 1 in 7 Americans rely on food banks. A quarter of the American military needs outside assistance to feed their families. And of course, minorities are facing serious hunger issues. This is happening in a country with a Walmart on every corner that's stocked to the brim with cheap carbs. And while this is happening, food costs continue to rise at alarming rates. According to Forbes, the price of food in the U.S. has spiked to its highest rate in 3 years. People are now paying much more for staples like meat, eggs, coffee, butter, you name it, it costs more. Recent droughts are partly to blame for the rising prices, but the FDA's latest round of food regulations can also share the blame because they're a total circle of dumb. First, we've got this capitalist system that encourages corporations to make really unhealthy, cheap food to maximize profits for investors. So our food makers make crap food. Then we all get fat. Then the government studies why we're all fat and comes up with regulations like food makers need to reduce the amount of sodium in their products. Yeah, you need to watch your salt intake, but forcing Hamburger Helper to reformulate their box of barf isn't going to solve our obesity crisis. It's just going to drive up the cost of Hamburger Helper, as it offsets the cost of complying with regulations. And in turn, Hamburger Helper is going to contain even crappier ingredients. And thus, the circle of regulatory dumb is completed. Another factor in rising food costs is the U.S. deregulation of commodities markets. That's according to a study from the New England Complex Systems Institute in Cambridge. And it's that study that makes the direst of predictions for the U.S. Using plain, simple math and data charts, they've come to a clear-cut conclusion that when food prices rise as much as they have been in the U.S., then people start rioting, just as they already are in other parts of the world. See all that unrest in Ferguson that just happened? That's nothing compared to what can happen when millions of people really start feeling the effects of hunger. That's a level of civil unrest that our crap food system is only going to feed. Tonight, let's talk about that by following me on Twitter @TheResident.